Hey, today I'm going to talk about the 3 assumptions that are destroying your sales conversions. Hey, my name is Eric Konovalov. Welcome to my channel. No fluff. We're just going to add tremendous value to you. Before we do, I got to share a story with you about how I think I failed as a father this week. Let me know in the comments if you think I failed as a dad. So I got 2 kids, 16, 13. My 16-year-old Max, he's got his own business going. He's been doing it for a year. I'm so proud of him, making good money. And by the way, give him a shout out on IG. Go check him out. He's Shots by Max, and you'll see it's sports photography. He takes some crazy pictures. Actually, he took photos of Messi at one of his games versus Orlando. Like, the kid got, media pass, went out there as media a few times and photographed some pros. Super proud of him. Anyway, this week we upgrade Max's car. All right, so he's calling around to see who can tint his window. And I'm sitting here. He's like in a chair right here, and he's calling these places. They're on speaker. One voicemail picks up, leave a message. And Max says, "Hey, this is Max. Want to get my windows tinted. Please give me a call back." Click. I said, "Max, how do they know where to call you back? You don't leave a number." He's like, "What do you mean? Aren't they just going to see it on their caller ID?" I'm like, "I don't know if that was a cell phone or a business phone you called. I have no idea. Like, they might not know your number." He's like, "Okay." So I tell him, "Listen, when you're leaving a voicemail, you got to let them know who it is and your phone number so that they can call you back." He's like, "Okay." So I'm thinking, did I not teach my kid how to leave voicemails? I got to do that. I just assumed he knew. Next call, same thing, voicemail. "Hey, this is Steve with Tint whatever. Leave me your name and number. I'll call you back." Literally, Max goes, "Max Konovalov, 555-5555. Click. I'm like, "Dude, you didn't tell him what you're calling for." It's like, "Oh, I got to tell him what I'm calling for." I love my kid. I love my kid. I love my kid. I failed as a dad because I did not teach him properly how to leave a voicemail. Now, how does this apply to your business? Well, I'll share with you where I messed up. See, we make assumptions. Number one, we make an assumption that people know what it is that we do. So in my coaching business, I do a few things. I'm certified as a life coach. I'm certified as an executive leadership coach. I have a full sales training program. So for this particular client, I was working with their sales team. Every single week, I would meet with them. We'd work on sales techniques, sales skills, role playing, all that fun stuff to get their sales numbers up. And every month, I would meet with the owners of the company and give them a report, like what's going on, who's doing better, So I'm sitting down with the owners. They're like, "Eric, we hired a business coach." And alarms go off in my head. I'm like, "What are you talking about? You hired a business coach?" I didn't say this. This is what's going on in my head. What I said was, "Oh my God, that's so great. Business coaches are so valuable." And I'm thinking, why didn't they come to me? Do they not like the value I'm bringing? Anyway, so they told me pretty much they wanted me to work alongside this business coach so that he knows what I'm doing in sales, so I know what he's doing with them in business as a whole. And at the end of that conversation, I'm like, "Guys, let me ask you a question. I've been working with your team for about 6-7 months now. We've seen some pretty good results. Sales are up. Can I ask why you didn't consider me as a business coach?" And they looked at each other. They're like, "Eric, we didn't know you'd do that." Whose fault was it that they didn't know I did that? Now, I'm confident that when we first met, I've shared with them what I did. I've shared with them my service. They're on my website. I know that I've shared it, but it doesn't mean that they know it. Rewind back to my copier selling days. I'm selling copiers, but when we sold copiers, you also have managed print services, managed IT services. I'm sitting down for a quarterly review with my client, and the client says, "We just hired a brand new managed IT services company." And I'm like, "Great. How come you didn't call us?" They're like, "I had no idea you did that." Guys, every quarterly review we shared that we do that. You see, if the timing's not right, they're not hearing you. So your job as a sales professional is to constantly remind people of all your service, is to constantly let them know what you do, is to not be the world's greatest hidden secret. All right, now let me tell you the 3 assumptions in addition to the one where you assume that people know what you do that are holding back your sale, okay? The number 1 assumption we make is that we assume we know why they said yes to having a call with us. So you prospect, you cold call, whatever you do, you send your cold emails and somebody agrees to a meeting and you assume that you know why. But here's the thing. From the time they said yes to that meeting to the time you're actually having a meeting, a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed in their world. Chances are probably a week or 2 have lapsed between the time you called them up and the time you're actually sitting down with that person. So don't assume you know why they said yes. Instead, when you sit down, the first question you want to ask them is, "Hey, so what interested you in having this conversation with me today? And they're going to tell you. If they don't tell you what it is, then it's not what it is. If you say it, it's not true. If they say it, it's true. So assumption number one, we assume that we know why they met with us. Assumption number two, we assume the problem that they stated is actually the problem. See, in my world, and what a lot of sales trainers and coaches do, and by the way, I work with tons of coaches. That's kind of what I do. I help coaches and consultants grow their practices. And what a lot of them will do is they'll sit in front of a client and they'll say, so what's your number one challenge? And the client might say, our revenues are down. And what the novice consultants, coaches, salespeople will do right there, they'll jump in and start selling their services. What they would do is they'd say something like, oh, you know what? I'm so glad we're talking. That's exactly what I can help you with. Let me share with you how I help people grow their sale. But what professionals would do is they would pause and they would say, that's interesting. Why do you think that's happening? You see, because that could be happening because of poor leadership. That could be happening because of tariffs, because of new regulation, because their whole sales team quit and they got brand new salespeople. You see, we just cannot assume that we understand the actual problem. The problem is the sales are down, but that's not the problem. If their true problem is tariffs, well, you got a whole different problem. If their true problem is I have a brand new sales team, well, that's a whole different solution than my experienced sales team isn't selling, is it? The number three assumption that we make is that we assume we know their desired results. We assume everybody wants to make more money, be skinny, rich, happy, whatever. But we got to ask. If we don't ask them, we'll never, ever know. And so that question is, hey, let's say we're speaking 6 months from today. Everything went exactly how you wanted it to go. It's perfect. Tell me what that looks like for you. And then when they tell you, the next question that you want to ask is, well, sounds like you're very clear on where it is that you want. Can I ask what's stopping you from already being there now? And that will help you uncover even more problems that you probably didn't know about. All right, my friend, if you found this valuable, follow, like, subscribe, share it with your people, and let me know in the comments if you think I failed as a dad not teaching my kid how to leave a voicemail. I'll see you on the next one.